Hello my loves, what's up, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a new pick a card reading. This one is all about your life over the next 6 months. It doesn't matter when you clicked on this video, if you clicked on it a year from now, this is for you in whatever divine timing that you come across this video for the outlook of the next 6 months for you guys. So if you guys are new to pick a card readings, I'm going to give you guys a quick little rundown of how they work. So over here we have pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you're the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing your pile, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card. So then you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading for the next 6 months, all the major events that are happening in your life over the next 6 months. If you guys like to pick with crystals below the cards, I'll be popping some crystals on there right now for those of you that enjoy picking with the help of crystals. So without further ado, let's add some crystals below these cards. All right, so if you guys like to choose with crystals below the cards, here are our crystal options. Over here we have some blue topaz, then over here we have some ocean jasper, then over here is some rainbow moonstone, then this is some amazonite, then this is another ocean jasper, and then we have another ocean jasper, but they're all different colors. So again, take a moment, pause the video if you'd like to find the pile that you are the most drawn to, and then once you're done choosing your pile, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, so then you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading. So without further ado, let's hop right into this video, starting now. All right, so pile number 1, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your reading, all about your next 6-month forecast, all the major life events that are happening. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, so group number 1, this is what we have for you guys. So we start off here with the Queen of Pentacles upright, then we have the 3 of Wands upright, then we have the Unknown card, and then we have 5 of Cups also upright. So let's get into what all of this means for you guys for your 6-month forecast. When we start off over here with the Queen of Pentacles next to the 3 of Wands, I do feel like this is a new business venture or a new venture with going to school for something new, or there's some sort of brand new thing happening, like a new idea that you guys are going to be executing, and it has to deal with career or big monetary things when we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this can either deal with, it's mostly career. I'm feeling for most of you guys this is a career thing, but this can also deal with like moving to somewhere new that you've never been before, and like, you know, purchasing a house, foundations, stuff like that. Anything that deals with the Pentacles is career and material items. So I do feel like you guys are going to possibly be expanding in your material realms, because the 3 of Wands is also this big expansion. It's saying that we have like, the world is our oyster basically, and we are able to expand our ideas. I feel like you guys are going to just have this light of like big expansion and big ideas that are just going to fill up your brain, and you're going to be ready to start the path of executing them. And I do also feel like your finances are increasing as well, because the Queen of Pentacles does also rule over money. And the fact that we have the 3 of Wands, I do feel like you're going to have multiple streams of income, more streams of income than you probably have right now. And so those are being planned, and those are going to come into fruition over the next 6 months. So I do feel like either this is, you know, starting a new job, having a side hustle, starting your own business, expanding your business in a certain way, doing something where you guys are increasing your monetary gains. So that's pretty exciting. And I do feel like somehow you're expanding your home life. So maybe you are purchasing some more things to help you out with doing something. I do feel like there's a big increase here of material items that makes you feel like you are much more expanded. And I do feel like your space is expanding. And so I'm not sure if you are, you know, setting up your home office, or you guys are planning on moving somewhere that's slightly bigger, but somehow you're expanding in every way when it comes to material, career, and monetary type of things. Huge expansions in this area, very exciting. The 3 of Wands can also sometimes indicate that we're planning on doing some travel, and so there might be some plans that are being made or being thought out. 3 of Wands is usually like the beginning stages of these plans, and like maybe going on a few of them, but somehow I do feel like you guys will be leaving your home a little bit more often when we do have the 3 of Wands, or at least you're going to be doing a lot of communication with people that are from far away. And so maybe with certain expansions, or maybe your certain career will have you talking with people that are from different backgrounds, from different countries, stuff like that. That can also be a possibility in here. I don't know if you guys are, you know, doing any sort of that kind of stuff, but it can also be a possibility when it is under this sort of circumstance. And then the unknown card over here, I do feel like your life is going to be wildly different. When this card comes up, when we're talking about what your future is going to be like, it is going to be unrecognizable from where you are right now. And I know 6 months can sometimes feel like such a short time, but I really do feel like when this card comes up, it will be so significantly different from what you're currently doing and what you're currently used to. So you're expanding yourself in so many ways and doing so many things that I feel, again, like this card coming up is letting me know that whatever you're even fathoming about your future right now is still going to be so wildly different, but in a very good way. We do have very good cards over here. It is going to be so massively different. Again, it's going to be unrecognizable. I think 6 months from now, you're going to be looking back on your life in this period, and you're just going to think, wow, if someone would have told me that all of this was going to happen, I wouldn't even believe it. I wouldn't even believe it, because it's so unexpected and it's just so different from what you're currently doing. Also, when this card comes up, I do feel like you are going to be doing some massive growth over the next 6 months. And again, it's because of those massive changes that you're making. When we end with the Five of Cups over here, I do feel like one big major thing that will be happening for you guys over the next 6 months is that you're going to be letting go of something pretty major that was in your life. And so this could be that you're letting go of an old career and expanding into new things. It could be that you're letting go of a certain relationship as well. And so you guys might be changing up your life so much, and that's maybe why it's a little bit unrecognizable, is because you're letting go of a lot of things. This could also mean that we are moving to a new city or a new place, and the Five of Cups is coming up to let me know that you guys are leaving behind something that you were very emotionally attached to. So again, it could be a relationship, it could be a place that you've lived, it's something that's pretty major. I feel like you guys listening to this will have a little bit of an idea of what it is right now, because I do feel like, you know, this energy is already here, it's already being cultivated. And so I feel like if you guys just use your gut instincts, you're gonna know exactly what this is gonna mean for you. But I do feel like you guys are letting go of something quite major and significant, but it's in order for you to expand. I don't feel like you can expand with this certain thing in your life. It is holding you back a little bit. So you are going to be letting go of something pretty major and expanding yourself into broader realms in order to expand, you're letting go of something pretty major. The next two cards that we have over here is some Lenormand cards, and we have the Coffin and the Bear. So this is very interesting. So this can indicate that we're losing something that was really important to us. And again, we did have the Five of Cups coming up at the very end over here. And so the Lenormand is also telling me that you might have a pretty major loss in 6 months. And I'm not predicting like someone passing or something like that. The Coffin doesn't indicate those types of things. The Coffin just is symbolic of a transition. It's kind of like the Death card in tarot. It doesn't literally mean death. It just means that a chapter of our life is closing. And so when we have these two, I do almost sense that if you guys are in a relationship right now, I do feel like that relationship is going to be ending for most of you guys who chose this pile. This could also just indicate that you're closing a big chapter in your life because maybe you are switching careers, or you're switching something like that, or you're switching your home life. But there is a major shift happening, and it does come with a little bit of a feeling of loss. And so there is this sense where it can be a little bit sad, but at the same time, it's what needed to happen, because now you're able to expand yourself into the life of your dreams. It's almost like being really attached and in love to something that you know isn't good for you, and you know, like, it's a good thing, but it's not what's meant to be, if that makes sense. Like, it was just a temporary thing. This usually deals with like karmic relationships, stuff like that, where it was only ever meant to be temporary, even though there's a strong bond that's there between you and this thing, whatever it may be, a relationship or not. Could also be a friendship as well. So it could be a friendship that's ending that you know is just not good. It's provided you a lot of strength, which is why we have the Bear. It's provided you a ton of strength, and it takes a lot of strength to do this and create this transition. And so there is this feeling of attachment, but you know that the attachment needs to go away in order for you to actually walk into your dream life, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like the bird leaving, sorry, it's totally the morning, and like my allergies are here, so my throat's a little bit like, whoo, but it's the bird leaving the nest sort of representation is the best representation of this. So yes, there's remorse leaving the nest, but you know that you need to leave because you cannot expand and do your own thing and create the life that you want, staying in the nest that you always grew up in. And so this is symbolic whether it deals with a relationship or not. Hopefully it's making a little bit of sense here. But there is also this like humbling aspect as well. I do feel like you guys are going to be very humbled with this loss, because the bear in the coffin also indicates that there's a slight loss of power. And I do feel like this is, in a sense, just in one aspect of your life in order for you to expand that aspect. It's a quick loss of power. It's like taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The 1 step back is this like loss of power in order to allow you to take those 2 steps forward. So hopefully that's making sense. Our next 2 cards that we have over here is the card Yes, Just Say Yes. And then we have Align Your Life. What is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? Wow, this card fits in so well. So where should I put these? I'm going to put them down here. So align your life. What is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? And then yes, just say yes. It's about taking that leap forward again, kind of like I was saying. You need to take 1 step back in order to take 2 steps forward. That's going to be a major theme in your life in 6 months from now, or over the next 6 months, you'll be noticing that sort of theme. And this is about aligning your life. What is no longer in alignment with who you are? There is something that is no longer in alignment, and yes, it hurts to lose it, but it is time to move past it. So there's certain things that you need to let go of to align. It's almost like building a puzzle, but you have too many pieces and you know some of them need to go in order for you to finish the puzzle. And then yes, just say yes. So there's going to be some major choices that you have, and you're just going to need to trust your instincts. I feel like you're going to feel this pretty instinctually, and you're going to know that you just need to move forward with it. And that's going to be another major, major theme. And I also feel like there's going to be some big decisions. You are expanding yourself in so many ways, and so there might be a little bit of a hesitation because you're doing some things that you've never done before, and it might come along with a feeling of like, is this the right move? This is very big. Oh my gosh, big decisions. Woo! And you're going to just need to, allow it. You're going to need to expand, go into it, trust it. The next 2 cards that we have over here is Libra, I Balance, South Node, Life's Debts. So the South Node is coming in, I believe, because of what we are talking about with having to let go of something pretty major. This is a major relationship or something else that was pretty major in your life that is holding you back, that you know you need to let go of. And so this comes along with the South Node because we're talking about karma. We're talking about karmic relationships, karmic things, events, scenarios that we've needed to do in order to get to the next spot, in order to clear up that karma so we can move on with our futures and clear up the life debts that we probably had before that allow us to grow and learn. And then Libra, I Balance. I do feel like you're going to find a ton of balance in 6 months from now. Right now might be a little bit of a confusing time, and over the next 6 months is going to be a little bit confusing where you just need to trust your gut and trust your instincts. And usually doing that is a little bit difficult. I know even I at times have my own struggles with being able to really trust my instincts and stuff. But at the end of the day, we just know that, you need to do it. You know that it's the right decision. But sometimes the mind is telling us that, oh, but like, what if this does fix itself? And what if I'm making the wrong choice? And da-da-da-da-da. And what if there is a way to make this work out? That's always the easy route because we don't know, well, I mean, it's a debate. We don't necessarily know how the future is going to play out. It can play out either way because we do have free will. So there is a sense where our mind can sometimes scare us into thinking in terms of lack and feeling like we might be making the wrong decision. You are not. You can create whatever you want, and there are certain things that if you are desiring a particular future and the current thing doesn't really coincide and complement it very well, it probably was only meant to be temporary to begin with. It's not always the case, but in this particular one, I'm really feeling from this particular pile, the message is of that. So the next 2 cards that we have over here is You and Your Loved Ones Are Safe, the new moon in Cancer, and then we have the new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. So the new moon in Virgo happens in the end of August or beginning of September. I didn't look into when it's happening this year particularly. And again, this video is going to be out for a long time, and so it depends when you're watching this, what year it is. But the new moon in Virgo will happen anytime during the end of August or the beginning half of September. So around that period, whenever you're watching this, whatever year it is, you're going to be going through a time of awakening yourself and really expanding, especially in career, because Virgo is an earth sign. It deals with our career, our desires, our execution of those desires, our organization of those desires, our healing. So I do feel like you're also going to be going through a lot of healing and growth. It is very connected to the Queen of Pentacles. In fact, they almost look like the same person with this little like headdress kind of thing going on. And so this, I feel like it's very connected to this. This is all about your career. And you might notice that in your career, it's time to use your talents, put out your talents, go through the healing of it. This is very heart chakra type of stuff. And I'm almost feeling like your past relationships are almost very tied into the karma of your career and your ability to make money. And so as you heal yourself and move on to things that are holding you back, you're going to be able to expand yourself into your career a little bit more. You're going to be able to attain your monetary and physical reality, material dreams when you let go of the things that are holding you back. So that'll be very important for you guys. And it's not like you're letting go, you're choosing. I'm not trying to say that you guys should choose career over love. That's not what I'm saying at all. But there might be a theme here of this relationship was only meant to be temporary, and it's currently holding you back from the bigger future that you're meant to create, and focus on career right now. And then the actual one is going to come in the future. So it's kind of the more theme that I'm getting from this pile. Then we also do have the new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. Your loved ones are safe no matter what happens. I feel like this is saying that, you know, there might even be some disagreements happening right now. There could be some arguments happening right now. Everything's going to be okay. I don't feel like whatever this is going to cause turmoil in your life in terms of relationships and loved ones. I do feel like this is a healing time where maybe you're just not meant to have them so deeply involved in your life. Maybe they're only meant to be there as a friend, or as like a friend that maybe you don't see every single day because you're supposed to be right now focusing a little bit more on your career and money. I feel like most people in this pile are supposed to be focusing on career and money right now. And I'm not one to ever choose career over love life. I'm someone who's much more avidly about love life than career, but for some reason that is absolutely a theme in these cards particularly. So clearly that is some sort of message for you guys. Take it with a grain of salt. Always make your own decisions, of course. Listen to your gut. Find what resonates with you and find what the best choices are for you, because that will always lead you in the best direction. But these are just some guidance from spirit. Maybe there was a message in here that resonated with some of you guys that maybe felt like it was correct for you to hear. So just listen to that, see how it goes, play it out, find what is the best choice for you. You will feel it in your gut. You will know it in your gut because you'll just be guided towards saying yes to this particular future. So that is what I see for you guys. Pile number one, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. All right, so pile number two, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about what the next 6 months has in store for you guys. So let's hop right into it. Ooh, okay, so pile number two, this is what we start off with for you guys. We start off with the Six of Swords being reversed, then we have the Three of Cups upright, then we have the Four of Wands being reversed, and then we have the Star upright. And so my first message here for you guys, when we start off with the Six of Swords being reversed, this deals with coming back into something that you know is not good for you. And so I think one of the biggest realizations that your guys are going to be struggling and dealing with, I don't want to say struggling actually, it's such a negative word. What I mean is there's going to be this challenge for you guys that will be a theme over the next 6 months. And this challenge you'll be noticing is that you keep getting this opportunity to move into clearer waters. And you tend to keep coming back to things from your past that made you feel good, the Three of Cups. This is like getting back into like old habits or always being called back towards like the same friend group that keeps you in a certain state of consciousness, that keeps you in certain habits or certain things that you know you don't really actually want to be doing, and you keep feeling guided or called to exit that and start something fresh, but you keep looking towards the past because you know that it's a quick, temporary, feel-good thing. And so you keep reuniting with the same past people, although that chapter is supposed to be closing. And so the next 6 months is you finally dealing with closing that chapter. And it's a little bit difficult because it feels like as you're moving into this new chapter that you don't have anything there for you yet. You haven't really made what like a bed for yourself in that new chapter, and so it feels a little bit strange. And so I feel like as you keep trying to move forward with your life, you keep getting called back and pulled back into things that you feel like you've outgrown, that you're done with, that they don't resonate with you anymore. It's maybe even certain people that don't resonate with you anymore, a certain friend group or a certain habit or a certain event or way of life, lifestyle that you keep coming back to that you know has run its course and it doesn't serve you anymore. And then with the Four of Wands being our next card, it's somehow disrupting your future foundation. You're somehow putting off, and the fact that you keep coming back to the old is making it hard for you to set the new foundation because you keep coming back to the old. And so you're almost rebuilding the same old foundation when you know deep in your heart you want something new and you want to create something new. And the Four of Wands being reversed is telling me that this new foundation hasn't been able to be laid out and the concrete hasn't been able to be poured because you're not focusing your energy towards that. You're not pouring your energy towards that. And so this is about the struggle with really starting to recognize that you keep falling back into the past and that you really need to be focusing on setting a new foundation for your future. And then the star over here is our last card. This is a very positive card to end on, although the star always represents a new beginning where we are absolutely stripped down of everything that we had from our past. The star comes after the Tower card. And so this is when we are really we've lost everything, you know, and it's not necessarily that we've lost everything, we've just let everything go because we're ready for a new beginning, we're ready for a fresh start. The star in the original tarot is a naked woman sitting in a pond because she's stripped down of everything that she had, and she's truly able to finally see herself and recognize herself and self-reflect. And it's one of the hardest places to be because we have to really confront ourselves. We just have ourselves at that point, and it's really hard to distract ourselves from the growth that needs to take place because we're just there and we're pretty much alone. And it's not saying that you guys need to be alone or that you guys will be alone, but there is a sense of that in this because you're letting go of an old way of life that was so built up for you. It was such a major part of your past. And so yes, it feels there's a sense of something missing, but the star is when we enter the quantum field. You guys might have heard me talk about this before. I just got goosebumps saying that. This is when you enter the quantum field of unlimited potential and unlimited possibility, and you will be entering that in the next 6 months. I feel like this is happening over the next 6 months, and this is 6 months from now. Is you guys will be at a place where you enter the quantum field, and what that basically means, what I mean by that is when you step into the unknown, and you're building a new future and you step into something where no, you don't know the outcome yet, you don't know what's going to happen, you step into a place of unlimited potential when you do that. The past is known. We've already created the past. We already know exactly what the past is. It's very familiar. That's why we can usually and sometimes find comfort in the past because it has a foundation to it already. Although you know that in order to move forward, in order to grow, in order to expand, you're going to need a new foundation. And so it's a little bit scary entering that place where we feel like we have gone through a complete change and we don't really have anything to fall back on. We haven't really built ourselves a full foundation yet. You guys will be doing that, which is why we even have the Four of Wands coming up in the first place, but it's just upside down because we haven't really poured our energy there yet. The star is letting me know that in 6 months, you're finally going to be pouring your energy towards that and pouring down a new foundation for what you want your future to look like. When we enter the quantum field again, we have unlimited potential, and that's what you guys are going to have. You're going to have this like portal almost, and I mean that kind of metaphorically, kind of not, but there's almost like this portal where you guys are just, you're there with unlimited potential, unlimited possibility in front of you, and that's when you're really able to create the future of your dreams, because we enter that space of having unlimited potential. So that is absolutely what's happening over there for you guys. Unlimited potential, quantum field type stuff where you enter the possibilities of being able to make absolutely anything happen. Gucci stuff. The next two cards that we have for you guys, these are some Lenormand cards. We have the Child and the Stork. Ooh, that could mean literal or figuratively. I'm going to take this a bit more figuratively personally, but we're kind of going to touch on everything that means right there. So what these two cards mean is that this is a beginning of a brand new transformation, which is exactly what we're talking about with the Star. And so when you kind of enter this point of your life, it's almost like this is a new beginning, because the Stork, you know, brings the child, and childs resemble new beginnings, a new life, a new fresh start. And so I do feel like you guys in 6 months from now are going to have this feeling of like, ooh, I'm starting anew, I'm starting all fresh, I'm starting, ooh, like there's unlimited potential here. And another cool thing about this is usually this talks also about, you know, being a little bit naive and being able to have a fresh beginning and growth from it. It's the growth from our previous innocence. And so also with this, it's almost like this part of your life was you when you were younger. It's a habit and a lifestyle that you've created when you were younger and you didn't know as much as you know now. The reason why you're wanting this expansion and feeling this expansion is because you've grown so much as a person and you're finally ready for something brand new. And so you are getting rid of your innocence. You are fully stepping into yourself. The Star is fully stepping into the self. The Star also resembles letting go of that innocence. And so you guys are really getting in touch with who you are and stepping into your truest power. And it's almost like being gifted something. The Stork can also, you know, it brings gifts to us. It bears gifts for us. So I do feel like also 6 months from now we'll have, there's this beautiful, like, I feel like the universe is gifting you things, because the Stork resembles the universe. Because of course storks don't actually fly like delivering babies to people's front doors. So it symbolically kind of represents a gift from the universe, how energy is just working. So as you step into this new level, up-leveling your vibrations and reaching higher states and a higher level of consciousness where you're able to create more and expand more and do more, this Stork is like the universe gifting you. There's almost like a gift waiting for you at that next level that's just waiting on your doorstep. It was brought by the universe, and it's going to arrive. Oh, I got goosebumps again. Goosebumps come in when truth is present. And oh my God, I got goosebumps again through that. So there is gifts waiting for you at this next stage of your life, as you let go of the past and really step into that brand new self, and you create a new future with new habits and new patterns, a brand new foundation. This can also sometimes indicate that we're moving sometimes, because the Four of Wands is actually literally our foundation and figuratively. So sometimes it can mean like a literal foundation change where we change our homes or the places that we've lived sometimes, although it doesn't always indicate that. You're going to need to figure out what fits with you. So if you guys are planning on moving, that could be an absolute thing, or it can just mean the figuratively, you know, you are creating a new lifestyle. You're creating a new foundation for yourself. So our next two cards that we have over here is Mintakan, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Ooh, it reminds me of the Star card so much. And then we have Warrior Woman. If you weren't afraid, what would you do? So I feel like you guys are maybe a little bit afraid of the change, because it feels so new and it feels so, there's a sense of aloneness because you don't connect with the same people. You're not connecting with the same old habits. And there's this sense of emptiness because you haven't yet figured out what you want to fill your time and space with. So there's a little bit of fear. But if you weren't afraid of it, what would you do? If you had the unlimited potential of being in that quantum field, which you do have that. Once you let go of this and you step into like this area of I don't know what I'm doing with my life and I don't know what's coming and I don't know what's going on. When you step into that, that's the reason why you don't have an answer is because there is unlimited possibilities for you. So if you weren't afraid of being in that state, of not knowing what your life holds in your future, of not knowing what's going to happen, let go of the fear. What would your choices be? If you were writing your own book and you're sitting there with your laptop or pen and paper and you were able to write whatever you wanted, you wouldn't just sit there being like, oh, well, I'm scared because nothing's written here and I don't know what the outcome is. No, you're there writing the book. Write whatever outcome you want. Create it. Make it happen. Feel good about it. That's how life works. That's what's going to happen for you guys. Longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So you're longing for something new. You're longing for your actual home. You haven't felt fully at home with this old way of life either. Maybe it kind of fit in temporarily, but it wasn't supposed to be your permanent state. It wasn't supposed to be your permanent lifestyle. And so you're trying to find the place where you belong. The only way to find that is to let go of the past where you obviously do not belong because you keep feeling these intuitive hits about not feeling like it's where you're supposed to be and wanting to do bigger things, wanting to do other things. You are a light worker, my friend. We all are on this planet. That's why we also have the star here. That's why you're watching this video. We are all light workers here. What do you want to be doing with your life? You have unlimited potential to do anything you want. Grab that pen and paper, write out what you want, and make that your reality. You have all of that potential right now as you let go of the past and step into this new state. And that is what this next 6 months is going to be all about for you guys, is planning all of this, doing all of this, figuring it all out. No, maybe you don't have all the answers about what you want to do and who you want to be and what you want your life to look like, but grab that pen and paper and plan it. Feel what feels good for you, write it out, and you can change the story at any time. You can always take the eraser and be like, no, that was part of my life before, I just want to write it, we're going to do this now. You always have that ability. Our next two cards is the fourth house, roots. We have the Four of Wands, and we're talking about roots and foundations. And then we have the moon of soul. So the moon is ruled by Cancer, which is actually ruled by the fourth house. And so these two cards are very connected. So let's talk about this. All right. So with the fourth house of our foundation, I do feel like you guys might be changing up your home life. Again, we have two indicators of possibly moving or changing up your home life in some way. But if not, if this isn't a literal move, this is about setting up a new lifestyle for yourself, setting up a new foundation, revamping your whole life, kind of like re-cleaning out your closet and revamping your style, your decor in your home, that kind of stuff. This is a revamp of your lifestyle instead. This is revamping, what do I do? What am I drawn to? I'm no longer drawn to these same mundane things that I kept doing. And it's not that they're mundane. Maybe you were having a wild ass life, but this is about changing that and doing something completely different. And moon, soul, this is about connecting to your soul. This is about connecting what does my soul actually want as my foundation? Figuring that out, giving yourself time to figure that out. If you're constantly surrounded by people that they keep doing things that you do not connect with, it's going to cloud your judgment more because now you're feeding and giving your energy more into things that you do not want. If you sit there, even if you have no idea what you want, maybe you do have an idea, and that's great, but if you do not, sit there and allow yourself time just to be by yourself and ask yourself questions. Like maybe scroll through Pinterest a little bit and look at all the different, things on there. And maybe get inspired by something. Maybe you're like, you know what? I want to get married to my soulmate. Or maybe you're like, you know what? I want to move to a house on the beach. Or you know what? Maybe you're going to be like, I want to start my own business. I want to do this. I want to do that. Find out what inspires you. Find out what really resonates with your soul by picking up a book, reading it, figuring out if it resonates or not, picking up or scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through YouTube, scrolling through social media, finding out what inspires you, what lights up your soul, and what does not. And this is going to lead you to the direction of what you need to be in. the last two cards that we have for you guys is New Moon in Aquarius. Bring love into the situation. Ooh, so this is all about bringing in love, inspiration. New Moon in Aquarius. Aquarius deals with the bigger picture of the world, humanity. What do you want to be doing? If you're a light worker, you're supposed to uplift humanity. And so, yeah, that sounds like a big weight on your shoulders maybe, but bring love into it. What's something that you can do that would be passionate for you, that you can do in terms of maybe career or where you want to live in the world? What do you want to do? What kind of footprint do you want to leave on the planet? What does that feel like to you? What fills and resonates with your soul? Even if it's something as simple as I want to live on the beach because that's going to make me really inspired, and maybe other people around me will see how happy I am and be inspired to live their happiest life because of it. Even just doing something as simple as that, even though it doesn't seem like, no, maybe I didn't come out with the new Tesla and I'm changing the world just like Elon Musk. You don't need to be on that level. Whatever it is for you, it doesn't matter. Whatever resonates with your soul is what you are and your purpose. And then we also have the New Moon in Gemini. So two air signs, think, use your mind, think, use your logic. This is using our communicative abilities, and expanding those areas, expanding our mind, expanding what we really want. Communication is key. New Moon in Gemini. Communicate your feelings with these people. Communicate your feelings with yourself. Write them down. These two air signs, this deals with writing, scripting, figuring it out. Maybe sit down and write a book about what your dream life would look like. And maybe if you would just start out with like 1 or 2 sentences and just let it flow out, and write any book. Maybe you want to erase some parts because you're like, wait a minute, I just thought of something way better than the last thing I wrote. Keep doing it, and you're going to find out who you are, what you really want, all that jazz. So that is what I see for you guys. Pile number 2, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. So, bye! All right, so pile number 3, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be a reading all about the next 6 months and what that's going to look like for you guys. What are the major events happening? So if you guys are excited, let's hop right into it, starting now. All right, so pile number 3, this is what we have for you guys. So we start off here with the 2 of Pentacles being upright, then we have the Ace of Swords upright, then we have the Emperor upright, and then we have the Devil upright. All these upright cards. I do want to say the first off initial feelings that I'm getting from this pile are quite similar at first to that of pile number 2. So if you guys were a little bit drawn between them both, just a sign that maybe, maybe you were right about being drawn to both the piles. It's never a bad thing to be drawn to 2 or 3 of the piles. Sometimes there's usually messages in there for all of you guys. So those of you that are drawn to those piles, there's a little bit of a message in there for each of you. So anyway, what all of this means. Starting off with the 2 of Pentacles and having the Ace of Swords being next, this deals with a very big choice. And so one of the main themes for you guys who chose this pile is a very big decision that needs to be made. And this decision deals with where you're going to end up in life. And so I feel like there's a bit of a pressure that you guys might be feeling about, oh, what do I choose? Do I do this? Do I do that? Is one going to end up bad? Is one going to end up good? How do I know what the future holds for my decisions? I don't know. Pick up a thing of tarot cards, guys. Hey, just kidding. Anyway, you guys can, you don't have to, I don't know. It's up to you guys. The 2 of Pentacles, though, indicates that we are feeling like, there's one thing that feels a little bit better. It might be a wiser decision, but then there's another decision that maybe is good in different aspects, and we're just like trying to weigh out our options, and it feels a little bit clouded. And the Ace of Swords is when we have to really put our foot down and make a very clear decision, and we know that we need to. And I do feel like you're going to be able to make a pretty clear decision, because the Ace of Swords, the fact that it's upright in this is letting me know that over the next 6 months, if you take the next 6 months to figure out and explore your mind a little bit. And I do feel like this is going to happen within the first 3 months from now, because this is, the whole 6 months. This is over the next 6 months. So I feel like this is happening over the next 3 months, is that you're going to be able to really make a very clear decision, because you're going to be able to really sort out your mind. You're going to be able to sort out your thoughts. And in doing that, I feel like you're going to be able to make a pretty clear decision, and you're going to be very confident that you made the right decision. Let's just put it that way. I feel like you guys are going to be pretty confident that you've made the right decision, because let me explain to you these 2 cards. There's 2 different sort of outcomes and feelings that are behind this. And so one of them makes you feel very empowered, and you know it's leading to success, and it's going to lead to success. And one of them is the devil, and it feels repressed. The devil is the card that resembles oppression. And so in this choice, I'm going to let you guys know right now, I'm going to guide you hopefully towards the right decision based on what the cards are telling me. So in this decision, one of the outcomes makes you internally feel oppressed, like you're oppressing a certain part of yourself, your creativity, your passion, your energy level, your habits. There's certain ones that will, the devil also deals with being attached to bad habits. And so there's one option that is going to lead you towards temptation, desire, bad habits, stuff like that, but in an oppressive way. It makes you feel like you are repressing your truest, authentic self. Then the flip side of it, the other option, leads you towards feeling empowered, feeling like the world is your oyster, feeling like you are following your passion, because the Emperor is ruled by Aries, and Aries follows their passion. And so if you make your decisions based on your gut instincts, you're going to be led in the right direction. And there's going to be mistakes on the road. There's mistakes during every choice. There's always good and bad in everything that we do. The world is very reactive. It's a dualistic world. We live in a dual world. And so there's always going to be some bad with the good and some good with the bad. It all depends on what your soul desires most to experience and which choice outweighs the bad that it comes with. This one looks like it's pretty clear. It looks like it's very clear between oppression and inspiration and feeling empowered. Emperor is empowered, devil takes away your power. Which choice takes away your power and which choice makes you feel empowered? That is all I need to say, and hopefully you guys can feel which one is the right decision based on that. It might still take you a little while to like feel it out, explore it a little bit in order for you to make like the perfectly correct decision. But these kind of are showing me the two different outcomes of that. And also there might be something that you guys need to let go of, certain habits that are actually holding you back from being your truest, most empowered self. There's certain habits that you guys are still addicted to, or there could even be a negative mindset that you guys have where you guys don't believe in yourselves enough. And you guys haven't really stepped into your power yet. The next 6 months is about stepping into your power. But there's a little bit, it's almost like there's a voice in the back of your head that's like, oh, we can't do that though. Ooh, well, if we do that, it's probably not going to turn out the way that we want. We're not going to get it the way that we want it to be, da-da-da-da-da. You know, all those like fun little thoughts that we get in our head once in a while. And the next 6 months is about you guys getting over that, rising above that with the Emperor, and feeling empowered to let these go. This is toxic habits, toxic behaviors, toxic thinking patterns, stuff like that. So it's time to get over them over the next 6 months, and you guys will be getting over them in the next 6 months. The Ace of Swords can also talk about new opportunities coming in as well, so I do want to mention that. I do feel like there is, yeah, definitely a new opportunity, especially since it's beside the Emperor, but you guys need to watch out. Read the fine print when the devil comes up. So if there is like a new thing that you guys are maybe signing a new contract or something like that, watch out whenever the devil comes up, because you guys need to read the fine print and really focus on, you know, maybe there's some things that need to be redone or reprinted in the contract. I do feel like everything's going to turn out good since we do have these two cards upright, but it is cautioning you there's some things that need to be re-looked at and not overlooked. So definitely keep that in mind as well. The next two cards that we have is the Cloud and the Star. So, what do these cards mean? This can indicate that we lose our faith, because the stars can represent faith, but clouds is like we're being clouded over. And so while we're trying to make this decision, we could be pretty confused, or maybe we lost trust in the universe because we're really wanting to manifest certain things and we're feeling like it's being held back. But the reason why it's being held back is because there are some certain habits or thinking patterns that are stopping you from fully receiving it in the way that you want to. And so if you guys have been having a loss of faith, or questioning your faith, or questioning your ability, or questioning miracles, questioning if good things can even happen to you, yes, they can. You are just being clouded by an illusion. You know, when it's kind of like when you are driving outside and there's a bunch of fog and you can't see forward and it looks like an obstacle. It looks like there's nothing beyond that. And it's an illusion because there is. And it's not actually stopping you. Clouds do not actually physically stop you from anything, but they look as if there's a barrier there. It's an illusion, just like the devil. The devil rules illusions, and the cloud card is very connected to that. So there's negative thinking patterns that are holding you back, but in a very illusory type of way. Because, again, same example, you're driving on the road, and if you didn't know what the fog was, and you just saw like this huge wall of like nothingness that's blurring out the image of the road in front of you, it looks as though there's a big obstacle that is impossible to get through, and it looks like the road ends, but it doesn't. It's an illusion, because guess what? You can just walk through them clouds. Clouds are just made up a little bit of water, and so you can just like walk right through. And star is waiting at the end of that. This indicates that there's miracles waiting at the end of that. This indicates that there's faith waiting at the end of that, and anything that you've ever wanted. The star is like everything that we've wished for. And so if you can get beyond the illusion of thinking that you're unable, or thinking that there is obstacles and blockages in front of you, and if you just execute it with full faith, full empowerment, and you just say, oh, wait a minute, that's just some fog. Let me just turn on my fog lights, let's drive through it. Or let's like get out of the car and let's walk through it, because maybe that's a little bit safer. You will get there. You're just going to get to your miracles. You're going to get to all of that. And eventually the fog is going to clear as you keep walking. So the sword is about clearing the fog and slicing through the fog, and then reaching the beauty at the very end of it. So, powerful message. Kind of like what these cards are saying today. They're very powerful. The next two that we have over here is unbound, voice almost died there, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. And then we have answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Woo! So, let's talk about these. Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So we're currently being bound to what we think we are, our potential that we've currently, the threshold that we've currently put on ourselves, the barriers that we've currently put on ourselves. The devil and the clouds rule those barriers, but again, they're illusions. And it's like we've almost tied ourselves to a limit, and we tell ourselves, oh, this limit is as far as I can go, and I'll never be better than that, I'll never be greater than that because of this, 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 and this, and this reason. Again, those are all clouds. They're not actually there. They're not actually stopping you. They're not actually there. And so unbound is like the next 6 months, you guys are finally going to realize all of this. And the Ace of Swords is realizing this and getting a clearer mentality, because we're getting rid of the clouds. And Ace of Swords is clarity. And so you guys are releasing that and opening up to that and realizing that you have this unlimited potential. Oh my gosh, this is giving me goosebumps. It's a lot like pile number 2. So again, I do want to say, for those of you that might have been confused between the two piles, yeah, they're very similar. But releasing soul patterns, contracts, past lives. This is about cutting yourself free to realize that you have the unlimited potential, and you can actually rise to be the emperor, and you don't have to stay there being stuck like the Two of Pentacles, or like the devil, which rules the illusions and oppression. We're being oppressed because we're being bound to, you know, our current idea of what our potential really is. All right. Sorry, I'm talking really fast. Sometimes I do that. I'm sorry. I hope you guys can keep up with me. The Gemini-ness is strong. Anyway, answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Your soul is probably like this photo right here, where you're looking up towards the sky at the potentials that you desire, which is kind of like the emperor. You desire to be up like the emperor, where you feel like you've accomplished all of your goals and all that jazz. You're looking up, desiring that. But you need to answer the call and cut off the ties from your negative thinking patterns. You need to cut off the ties from the illusions that you have obstacles in front of you. You need to release the barriers and the cage and the box that you've put yourself in, because that you might feel like you're not worthy, or you might feel like you don't have enough potential. You do. You just need to unbound yourself from the illusion of oppression. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Go towards it. Release yourself from the old. That is what the next 6 months is all about for you guys. And then let's add on 2 more cards. So the next 2 is Aries, I am, and Pisces, I believe. So this fits in so well. Oh my gosh. We have the Emperor, which is so connected to Aries. This is about owning it. Owning who you actually are and being like, yeah, I am a bomb-ass, whatever, blank, man or woman. I was going to use some bad words there, but that's fine. You are a bomb-ass blank. Fill in whatever title that you want. You're a bomb-ass human. You're a bomb-ass starseed. You are. And this Emperor, so connected to Aries, this is about really having that faith and having that strength and realizing I am, owning what you are. I am a bomb-ass starseed. That's what you are. And then we have Pisces. I believe this is about really believing it. This is about having faith, releasing from the illusion. Pisces is beyond the veil. Pisces goes beyond the veil. Scorpio is the water sign that comes before Pisces, because all of the signs and the elements have kind of stories correlated with them. Scorpio is when we see the shadow and we see the veil and we're touching the veil and we're able to like break apart the veil and see what it really is. Pisces is beyond the veil. It's the other side of it. And so this is being able to believe and have faith again. Because as I was saying here, it's almost like you guys lost faith. You guys are clouded by the star, and so you guys don't even believe that the road continues in front of you because all the fog is there. Pisces is like, I know and I believe, regardless of all the fog that's over there, regardless of how much science has proved about this or that, regardless of what people have told me in my past about who I am and what I'm worth and my true potential, that's the illusion. They're seeing the fog. They're seeing the fake oppression obstacles that are there. You need to own who you are and know it and believe it in your core. Have that faith. Know that you are that. You have that potential, because you do. These cards are so empowering right now. So proud of Spirit for this message today. These are so empowering. Oh my gosh. Our last 2 cards over here is the full moon, surrender to the divine, and then South Node, don't let your past hold you back. So these are so powerful. So starting off with our full moon, surrender to the divine. Let go of your current ideas and ideals of everything, and let go of even your problems. Surrender to the divine. If you have certain issues, certain problems, just surrender it and be like, universe, you take care of it. And I'm just going to trust that you take care of it. I'm just going to worry about me and do my own thing. Surrender to that divine. Allow that full completion of the past to take place, because full moons are all about completion. Then the South Node, don't let your past hold you back. So the South Node is all of our past life karma. So we do feel like we have certain restrictions. We do stuck ourselves into the past because of what people have told us before, the way we currently feel, the current karmic thinking patterns that we have that came with us from our past lives. Don't let it hold you back. Don't let it hold you back. Don't let it have power over you, because it doesn't have to. This is about owning who you are, not letting the past hold you back, not letting what other people have told you hold you back in any way. Fully owning who you are and stepping into that and believing and knowing and owning that aspect of yourself. So that's what the next 6 months all holds for you guys. That's what's going to be happening over the next 6 months. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you guys have not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. All right, so pile number 4, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about the next 6 months, the timeline over the next 6 months, and the major events that are happening in this timeline. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 4, this is what we have for you guys. We start off with the 7 of Wands being reversed, then we have the Queen of Wands being reversed, then we have the World upright, and then we have the King of Pentacles being reversed. And so first off, there's a little bit of like competitive nature that I'm getting a little bit over here with the Seven of Wands being reversed. And so I don't know if somebody's like trying to compete with you in the moment, or you're feeling like there's certain things that you're trying to get ahead on, and maybe you feel maybe a little bit behind in a certain way, or you feel maybe like a little bit of you're letting negativity get to you a little bit, because the Seven of Wands, when it's upright, there's all these wands that are like being poked and prodded at him, and he almost feels like a little bit overwhelmed by that. And so maybe you guys are feeling like a little bit like you're in a zoo and people are just kind of like telling you this and telling you that, and it's really getting to you. And you feel like you can't really fend off all of these opinions that you're getting, or these different things. And it's almost like feeling like imbalanced, and almost like you're letting it really get to you. You're letting it get to your emotions at this point, because there's been a lot to deal with. I feel like you guys have been a little bit frustrated, and there's a frustrating energy because these two wand cards are upside down, and this creates a more frustrated, angry mindset. And so this can be talking about the fact that we're currently in this stage at the moment, because this is over the next 6 months. And so between the next 1 to 2, possibly even 3 months from now, but I only feel like this lasts 2 months for some reason. And then this is the next 4 months after that. So within the next 2 months, it's going to be a little bit of a frustrating time, where it feels like there's certain opinions getting to you. There's certain things that you have to get done, and people are like, oh, did you remember to do this? Did you remember to take out the garbage? Did you remember this appointment? Did you remember that? And it feels a little bit overwhelming. And the Queen of Wands being reversed is, I believe, resembling those of you that are watching this right now, whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. The Queen is just a face card, and she usually resembles a person. And so I'm really picking up from this that it is resembling your emotional mood. And this is telling me that you guys might be feeling really uninspired, lack of passion, lack of energy as well. This is being drained of your energy. And the reason why you're drained of your energy is because you're spending your energy focusing and giving your time to that of which isn't serving you. You're giving your time and the power of your mind, essentially, because, for example, this is just a random example that's coming in. See how it fits in your life, just random example. But for example, if you live with your significant other and they're constantly nagging you about, did you remember to take out the garbage? Did you remember to do this? Did you remember that? And then you're sitting there, even after doing all of this, and you're still thinking about them nagging you about this, or one of your family members telling you this, or whatever, and then you end up ruminating about it over the next 3 days. And then another thing happens, and you're like, oh my God, I just can't get a break. Your mind is focused on that of which does not serve you. You are staying in the mindset of the things that are frustrating you, even if they're not constantly going on. They are a little bit more often right now, but I feel like you're also spending your energy on it and ruminating on it, even when it's kind of done and it's over, or there might be other things that you're dealing with. Maybe it's a bigger scenario than my personal example that I just gave, or that's not a personal example. I mean, I'm sure we've all been through that, though. I've definitely been through that. I've been there. It's not the funnest time. So just find out exactly what the scenario looks like for you. And the cards are just letting me know that over the next 2 months, you're going to be experiencing a little bit of that sort of energy. And it might be a little bit like, but it is going to force you to get into a place of finding peace, I almost see this as like, this is causing a shift, because currently you're in this negative mindset where you're actually focusing on the negative rather than the positive. And we all have these parts of our lives where we do this, and we tend to do this. And our energy is a bit of a disarray. We are going through a ton of retrogrades right now, and so that's probably why I feel like we're all experiencing like communication misunderstandings and like other things like that. Like that horn out there that we just heard from being in downtown Los Angeles was a clear sign of, frustrating times, things nagging at you, misunderstandings, bad things, like da-da-da-da-da. So I do feel like you guys are going through this, but then the world comes in, and this is like the completion of that. That's a phase, it's a temporary phase, and it's going to be completed. And it is maybe causing a lack of energy, but again, we're getting to this place of balancing ourselves out. We're starting to feel good, we're getting back on our high horse. The world is completing phases. This phase is going to be completed, and I feel like this is happening around the heading into the 2nd month, 3rd month type of timeline, maybe even 4th for some of you guys. But partway through, midway through the whole 6-month endeavor that we're talking about right now, balance is being found. And this is almost starting a new stage. I feel like you guys are taking on a new mindset, taking on a new craft, getting inspired by something new, and feeling like, ooh, you know what? I want to create some change in my life. I want to do some things. And yeah, but there's some truth that we're finding, and we're finding the truth over here with the world, and this lotus is almost like, you know, we're opening up our chakras and balancing them. This is almost like a very spiritual card. So I'm feeling like there's almost like this spiritual awakening happening for you guys with the world, awakening to what's truly going on in the world, and making you realize that, oh, the problems that I have are insignificant, and I don't know why I'm focusing on them so much. So the world is that sort of vibe, that sort of energy. And then we have the King of Pentacles being reversed at the end over here. And this is letting me know that on top of all of this, I do feel like the current lack mindset over here, or negative mindset, is going to perpetuate a little bit and cause a little bit of that attraction into your life over the next 6 months, where it just seems like things are still trying to get better. This new mindset is going to help perpetuate beautiful things happening in the future, but because of this, and law of attraction takes a little bit of time, this negative mindset is going to perpetuate a little bit, and you might notice that finances become a little bit more difficult. You're going to notice that there's this aspect of it kind of affects your physical reality. It's going to affect your physical reality a bit, and it's going to be a little bit of a lack or focusing on the bad things. You're going to notice that maybe some things are happening in your life that aren't too favorable. But this is almost taking on a meditative mindset as well, meditating on these things, realizing that you've been attracting this because you have. And I know it's sometimes not like the best thing to hear, but subconsciously, because of the current patterns that you're having, you're attracting this sort of lack mindset. Lack mindset happening. Let's add on a couple more cards, get a little bit more information upon what is happening over here. So we have the heart and the mice. Very interesting. So the heart and the mice. The mice always indicate something that's annoying us. And so the 7 of Wands being upside down is something that's annoying you. The mice is something that's annoying you. And so you're almost really wanting, and it's almost squeezing out your energy. I see this. The heart is actually a good card, but in this case, I feel like it's making you feel like you can't be passionate. It's making you feel like there's certain struggles that you guys are going through, and that you can't be your true, authentic self in terms of your passions and your desires, because it's like you're being drained of energy. The mice are almost like gnawing away and annoying you so much that you feel like, oh, cannot even do anything, cannot deal with this. Ugh. It's that kind of mindset. But this meditation process, or having like a spiritual awakening, is going to put you in such a good place. It's going to help you start attracting really good things into your life. And so these cards would actually be upright once we make this change. And so what this would be saying for us is all of a sudden we find true passion. We start to feel very strong, very inspired. The way that we communicate is very fun, loving, optimistic, because the Queen of Wands, she's ruled by Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Not that you need to be any of those signs for this to resonate, but this is letting me know that once you make this change, all of a sudden you're going to have that inspired energy where you just have that fun, loving, spontaneous, optimistic, ready for anything type of attitude. And it also tells me that once you change this mindset, I feel like you're going to come into a more prosperous time in terms of money as well, and in terms of career. And everything's going to feel very balanced, and you're going to feel actually like abundant. There's an abundance of it. But right now you're blocking that because you're currently focused on the lack and the negative, and you're feeding that by focusing on it, because that's where you're pouring your energy. If you change your focus, get into meditation, get into focusing on the good, you're going to create more of that, and it's going to create abundance and prosperity throughout everywhere. The next two cards that we have over here is Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. And then we have Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Ooh. So pillar of light, let's start off with this one. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So over the next 6 months, once you start getting into this meditative process, which I believe is going to start occurring within the next 2 months and is going to perpetuate throughout. So as you raise your vibration through having this spiritual awakening, I really see that this is a spiritual awakening. You're going to be raising your vibration a lot. You're going to be really focused on your own vibration, your own thinking, and it's going to cause you to be this pillar of light. I feel like you're really going to be rising. You're really going to add a lot of light back into your life and into the people that are around you. And then we do also have this card right here, Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? So right now I feel like people around you that are being influenced by your current mindset, and it's almost dragging down the energy. And it's not just caused by you. I don't want to put all that weight on your guys' shoulders. It's caused by we're all a collective, okay? And so it's not just you, but how are you being called to step up and lead? Once you go through this spiritual awakening, I feel like you're going to be awakening yourself to step up and lead and change your life for you rather than waiting for other people to change their mindsets and their attitudes. You're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to be the first one to change mine, and I'm going to be that pillar of light that hopefully can inspire the people that are around me to also get inspired to be happier as well and be more optimistic and be more positive, because that perpetuates positivity into your future. And so I feel like that's a very starseed activation type of mindset and type of attitude that's going to perpetuate positivity all around, which we're all about that. So the next 2 cards that we have over here is Saturn of Truth, and then we do also have third house of Messages. So is there something that's bothering you guys? I do want to say, when we have Saturn of Truth coming up and we have the mice and the heart, is there something that's bothering you in regards to, if you guys are in a relationship, are you worried about somebody cheating on you or somebody getting into the annoyance of your partnership? Because Saturn of Truth coming out with the heart and the mice can sometimes indicate that we have concerns with that, or we're dealing with some issues around that. But Saturn of Truth fixes it. It is like the planet of, we're going to set that straight. We're going to set that straight. So focus on those types of things. That might be something that you guys have to deal with. I also do want to mention, with this card coming up, this is spiritual awakening again, truth. We're realizing the truth, and we're also realizing our boundaries, where those are, because this is, it's tapping into those boundaries. And then Saturn also, we're going through a Saturn retrograde right now. I don't know when you guys are going to be watching this, but when I'm filming this, we're going through a Saturn retrograde at least. And I do feel like as Saturn moves backwards, we're going to be it's going to come up with a lot of our current structures in our lives that are causing us, maybe we need to loosen up with our structures a little bit. Maybe we need to loosen up with our attitudes, our plans, our routines. If they don't get done, that's okay. We need to maybe change up our lifestyle in order to accommodate the new energy that's coming in, to accommodate the new future that we want. And then we have third house Messages. And so this is very this reminds me of this spiritual awakening and almost getting and tapping into deeper aspects of the world and deeper aspects of yourself that you haven't even recognized before, and being able to finally recognize and see them and decipher what you've been seeing this whole time, and feel like you're really awakening to truth. And this is like Thoth, resembling Thoth, Eye of Horus, that kind of stuff. And this is an ancient symbol resembling, we now have opened our eyes. We can now see. It's illuminated. It's illuminating the collective consciousness, your consciousness, and being able to see the truth in messages, and being able to see the messages that have been around us this whole time. So I do feel like you guys are going through a big spiritual awakening, almost awakening some psychic senses and stuff like that. I don't know if any of you guys that are watching this are into it. I'm assuming most of you guys are, since this is a very spiritual channel, so I'm assuming most of you guys are, but this is a very spiritual awakening type of thing. So yeah. And our last 2 cards that we have over here is Full Moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. So when it comes to the annoyances that are happening, I feel like you guys are going to really have to have an ego check of being you know what, I've been annoyed by these, but I just really need to realize that, yes, they've been gnawing away at me. Don't let the pride get in the way. Don't feel like, another person needs to apologize before I feel better. Another person needs to do this before I can feel good, or before I can take the next step in my life. Don't let pride get in the way. Do what you want, because it's what you want. be the one to cause reconciliation because you want reconciliation and you're not here to wait for other people to cause it for you. That's kind of like the message that I'm getting here. And then new moon in Taurus, prosperity lies ahead. So you guys, kind of what I was talking about with the King of Pentacles that we have over here, who's currently reversed because we're currently perpetuating a little bit of those annoying emotions, and they perpetuate into creating a little bit more of that in our lives. And so with new moon in Taurus, prosperity lies ahead. Right when we discontinue perpetuating the same reality and the same emotions, we then change our reality and we're able to create whatever we want. So don't let your pride get in the way. Start now focusing on what you want. It doesn't matter if anyone else is joining you or not. It is about your personal own spiritual awakening, and it's going to create a prosperous, abundant time for you guys, just like what I was talking about. So over the next 6 months is realizing this, sorting it out, and then after the next 6 months, I do feel like your life is going to become so much more prosperous and abundant in 6 months from now. As long as you guys stay on this timeline of figuring this kind of energy out and sorting it through, you're going to be on that optimal timeline. So love you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed today's reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. All right, so pile number 5. If you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about the next 6 months, the major events that are going to be happening, all that kind of jazz. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 5. This is what we have for you guys. So we start off here with the Justice upright, then we have the Fool upright, then we have the Strength card being reversed, and then we have the Page of Pentacles upright. So let's get into what I'm seeing for you guys. So when we start off with the Justice over here, I do feel like there is this new balance. I feel like you guys are almost kind of completing a certain phase. This can talk about over the next 6 months that we feel like things are just getting organized, and we are feeling a little bit more mature, and we feel like we've raised our vibe, that kind of stuff. I am also noticing, I think the biggest picture in here that I'm noticing right off the bat though, is this Fool, Strength, and Page of Pentacles type of situation. And this is letting me know that you guys are planning to embark on a new journey that you've never done before, like starting a new project, something along the lines of that. And it's going to be brand new. You have not walked down this road yet. So over the next 6 months, I do feel like you guys are going to be in a brand new thing, brand new beginning. This could either be a relationship, a career, a business, an idea, an event, something like that. But I'm feeling like this is more along the lines of your personal career and certain ideas around that. And you guys are entering something new, again, starting a brand new thing that you've never really done before. And when it's next to Strength being reversed is like we are struggling a little bit because we don't know this realm. And we feel like, oh, do I really have what it takes? I haven't really done this before. And I feel like right when you guys begin this, you're going to start questioning your ability to do it because, again, you guys haven't done this before, and so it's going to feel foreign. It's going to feel like, ooh, do I really have what it takes here? But the Page of Pentacles is like, yes, you do. You're at the beginning stages, and that's fine. You're going to have a lot to learn ahead of you, but this is fantastic. It is starting. It is so good, and it's something that you guys are destined to do because, again, we start off with these 3 major arcana cards. The major arcana cards are major life events, major things. They're destined events. They're not like the mundane average things that we're facing in life. These are really big things. And so you guys starting this new endeavor is bringing in this brand new thing, this brand new energy, all these new things. And it's very exciting. It's very, very, very exciting. Justice is like, we're really kind of destined for it. I feel like there's this destined energy behind this new thing that you guys are doing. I almost actually want to add on another card here to just get a little bit more information about what's happening here. So I'm just going to shuffle this other tarot deck and maybe pull out like one more card because I want to clarify Justice a little bit and why exactly Justice is coming up as our first initial card. All right, so we have Ace of Wands over here as our clarifying card. So this deals with, okay, so we're bringing justification to do our dream, finally. I feel like you guys are finally stepping into your power and realizing that the thing I'm inspired by, my dreams that I'm inspired by, I'm bringing justice to them and I'm going to pursue them instead of putting them off and being like, oh, I should do something practical, I should do something normal. This is like, nah, I am going to act on my desires because it's justified that I should be able to do that. I should be able to follow my dreams. And you guys are finally feeling like you should be doing them and that it's not a bad thing, all that jazz. And so I do feel like you guys are gonna be starting some sort of new project, and I do feel like it's going to slowly start increasing your finances and things like that, because we do have the Page of Pentacles as the very end. But I do feel like this is more of a learning card. So I feel like you guys are gonna have to learn quite a bit in this area and in this craft. And it's almost like you guys are just starting it again, Fool. It's like you enter it not really knowing anything, but you just know that you want to do this. You know that you want to enter this. And this is really good. This is very divine. I know it might feel a little bit weird because no, we haven't really done something like this before. But it's destined for you. It's destined that you at least go on this path, because maybe it's going to lead you to something of where you're supposed to be. It's part of the path. Maybe it's the end goal. Maybe it's just part of the path, but somehow it's going to unfold more and more because it is the Fool. We are on this journey. It's comes with a little bit of naivety, because when we enter it, we realize how much we actually do not know about it yet, even though we have a passion for it. But as you enter it, you're going to realize that yes, there's a lot of learning involved, but it's very passionate regardless. And the Strength reversed is, you might struggle a little bit over the next 6 months with learning it. You might kind of, there's a feeling of maybe I should give up, maybe I should do that. No, it is justified. Follow your passions. You have what it takes. It just requires more and more dedication and learning. And so the next two cards that we have is the Thatch and the Cupid. So this is exciting. So actually this isn't the Thatch. This is the Scythe, but there's like, it's chopping down a thatch, but it's the Scythe. And so this is like, we are ready to harvest. The Scythe is like, we're cutting away, but it's because we're harvesting all that we've worked for. And so I do also feel like you will be learning this, you will be doing, and there is rewards to reap. You set your eyes on something that you really like, that you're passionate about with Cupid. You know, you strike your bow, you set your intention of doing something, you're like, that is my trajectory, that's what I'm gonna do. I struck my bow to what I want. I made it clear. And there is a benefit here. The Scythe is like, we've been growing the crops for so long, and it's time for us to reap the benefits and reap the rewards. So, sorry, such a weird noise that I just made. But anyway, sometimes I make myself laugh because I just don't even realize what I'm capable of. Anyway, so there is rewards to reap here. There is a benefit to doing this. And even if it feels like at times that it's a lot, even if it feels at times there's a big weight, because you know you're entering this new thing, you're entering this new life. Yes, you're following your passions, but sometimes it can feel a bit heavy, because yes, we have a lot to learn and a lot to do, but have more confidence than that. Set your sights on it, bring in that passion. There is benefit here. And the cards are letting you know that there is that benefit. And over this next 6 months, I do feel like you're gonna have more to reap because of it. You're gonna have more to benefit from. You're expanding your crop. You're learning how to plant these new plants, and you're gonna be able to eat the fruit from them after. But this also requires cutting away negative thinking patterns. This also requires, because the Scythe is also kind of cutting things away. And so this is cutting away the negativity that's holding you back from these things, but also using that same Scythe to reap the benefits of what is here for you guys. The next two cards that I have over here is Dance, do something to shift your vibration, and then Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It is happening. So with this Dance card, do something to shift your vibration. There's times that you might feel naive. There's times that you might feel like people don't take you seriously. When the Fool comes up, this is sometimes we feel like people do not take us seriously, even though we actually have a lot to prove and we have a lot that is in our basket already with the Justice. And so do something to shift your vibration. Don't focus on these things. Don't focus on the fact that people maybe don't see your true potential. The only person that needs to see your potential is you. Set your sights on what you want. The actions will prove other people wrong, not your words. Your words about what you plan on doing and who you plan on being and how you see yourself doesn't prove anything to anyone, nor do you even need to waste your time doing that. Dance, do something to shift your vibration. Focus on the positivity, focus on the inspiration. Do not focus on how other people might see you with the Fool card over here. So allow yourself to move into your dreams and your desires. Shift your vibration to positivity. Get your stuff done. Reap the benefits and the rewards. And then it won't even matter other people's opinions because they'll see you living out your life and they'll know that they're wrong. Nor do you even need to prove. You don't even need to do it to prove it to them. But it's just, you know, I know how it can feel sometimes, like being, feeling like people don't take you seriously or see you as someone who isn't capable. You are. Dance, shift your vibration to something higher, let go of the fear, and continue doing what you do. Take those baby steps, keep doing it, keep learning more, keep doing it, keep on the grind, and keep that positive vibe going. And then we have Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. And so what you're doing, your dreams, you're creating your own little piece of heaven. You're creating your dream world. It's justified. This is your dream. This is your passion. We have the Ace of Wands over here. These are really good cards, and this came out upright, and this came out upright. We have so many good cards here. So this is very inspirational. And so this is about continuing to follow those really good dreams in order to create your own little Lemuria, your own little heaven on earth. It's happening. This is about letting go of needing to prove. This is letting go of seeing yourself, because this can also be you seeing yourself as, you know, maybe I'm not worthy, maybe I don't have what it takes. You do. You do. Shift your vibration to something higher, because right now you might be feeling like a little bit of the old vibration. You might be feeling like those doubts that naturally come along with like humanity and like our subconscious mind. The things that we've been told by other people might be bothering you and coming up of, I can't do it, I don't have what it takes, da 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 da. You do. And you have the potential, and you're literally here creating your own heaven on earth. Our next two cards that we have over here is Pluto of transformation, and then we have the first house, the body. And so these two coming up over the next 6 months, are you guys doing something to change yourselves? Yourselves? This can indicate that we plan on changing our style. We plan on doing something with our look to change up our look, because maybe we're feeling a little bit tired with our current like hairdo, our hairstyle, or our outfits, our clothing. This can also mean that we're literally also changing our body in a certain way. We're going through a transformation. So I know that's like a thing that a lot of people do these days. Not a lot. Well, there's a good handful of people that do. And if you're feeling like that you need to make some sort of change with yourself in any sort of way, no matter how minor or major it is, over the next 6 months, there will be a desire to change something about yourself. This can be as small as coloring your hair. This can be as small as realizing that you always wear the same sort of clothes and you really just want to have a different style. It can be as major as, you know, I'm sure you guys get the point. There's some major things that can be done, but I do feel like there's a transformation. Maybe you guys are like, I really want to start working out. So in the next 6 months, I do feel like this can also be like, I want to transform my body, and I'm tired of not working out and feeling the same and having my winter body where it's like I've been hibernating for the past few months type of body. Not that you guys need to be any sort of way, but I'm just reading this in the cards right now that I feel like you guys might be a little bit inspired to maybe work out, change your diet, get healthy, have a transformation of the body, because we do have these two cards that indicate that. So this can be talking about that, but this can also be talking about our internal world of who we believe we are, because the first house is the body, but it is also the self and who we believe that we are. And so if we're going through a transformation, this is realizing that, okay, I've always been living my life in a certain way, and now I want to follow my dreams. I want to redefine myself. I want to make a new life for myself because I have bigger dreams than what I'm currently at. I want to climb to the next level. I want to heighten my vibration. The way that you do that is by focusing on your passion and focusing on those things. And so Pluto comes in to transform how we view ourselves, how we currently go about life, all that jazz. It's very transformative. And so I feel like this is a very transformative pile of you guys realizing that you have bigger dreams and there's more that you guys want to go after. And then our next two cards that we have over here is Meditate and Contemplate, New Moon in Pisces. And then we have New Moon in Capricorn, your hard work is paying off. So meditate and contemplate. New Moon in Pisces. I'm just gonna wait for the siren to go away. I wanna move so badly. These keep happening in all my videos, and I'm so sorry. I'm gonna move very soon so that we don't have sirens anymore. Okay, it's gone. I hope everyone's okay. I always feel bad kind of dismissing sirens sometimes, but yeah, I definitely want to move because it's the fact that I can hear it from my current apartment isn't too good for my ability to work from home and film these videos for you guys. But anyway, the new moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. I do feel like there's going to be a lot of like major internal transformation of the way that you currently view yourself and the way that you currently live your life and what you actually want to create in terms of your dreams and your own little version of Lemuria. The fact that we do have Cupid coming up, I do want to mention that this can also mean that we might have a love interest come into our lives. So if you guys are currently not in a relationship and you're currently single, I do see a possible love interest coming into your life over the next 6 months, because Cupid does also indicate those types of things. But with this new moon in Pisces, I do feel like you guys are getting a little bit more in touch with yourselves and redefining who you are and being able to really step into who you really want to be. And then your hard work is paying off. So this card comes in perfectly. It's kind of what we were just talking about throughout this reading about there is a lot of work that you need to put in towards this new dream, this new goal that you have, this new desire, but it's happening. You just need to keep putting it in. You need to keep doing it. And yeah, it's literally coming. Your hard work is paying off. Capricorn is like the goat that's climbing the mountain. And so if you just keep taking steps to get higher and higher on this mountain, you're eventually going to reach the top. You're eventually going to reach your goal as long as you just continue taking those steps. Yes, you're going to need to learn a lot. And sometimes it can feel like, wow, I might be so far behind compared to other people that already have this sort of dream going on. That doesn't matter. Everyone starts somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere. The fact that you're starting here, that's fine. You guys have what it takes and it's time to do it. Your hard work is going to pay off completely. And so, yeah, I'm not worried about you guys at all, but the next 6 months is about really stepping into your own dreams, doing a lot of personal transformation, lots of personal transformation, the way that you see yourself, possibly changing up, the way that you look, that sort of thing, really focusing on, the health of your body, that kind of stuff, and really focusing on creating your own little piece of heaven and possibly even finding a new little romantic interest since we have Cupid over there. So that is what I see for you guys. Pile number 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Woo! So pile number 6, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be a reading all about the next 6 months. What are the major themes? What are the major things happening? What are the major events going on in the next 6 months for you guys? So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 6, we do start off with the Chariot being upright, then we have the Knight of Wands being reversed, and then we have the Tower reversed, and then we also have the 7 of Cups being reversed. So let's get into what all of this is talking about and what all of this means. So when we start off with the Chariot, this is us moving somewhere new. This is us doing something new, heading in a new direction. But the Chariot comes with these 2 horses. One's black and one's white. So one of them's pulling us in this direction and one of them's pulling us in the other direction. And so there's a little bit of this dualistic quality where we're headed, maybe we have a little bit of fears that are accompanying us on the road, and we feel like, okay, well, I want to make this decision and I'm doing this new thing, but there is a little bit of like doubts or things that might be following you. Then when we have the Knight of Wands being reversed over here, this is like a lack of passion or feeling like there's some kind of move that we want to make, some kind of thing that we want to do, but we are being blocked and we're stopping ourselves from making the move out of fear. And so there's some sort of thing that you're desiring on doing, which is why we have the Chariot, and you're very passionate about doing this thing because the Chariot's upright and you're really ready to move forward on this. You're really desiring this new move or this new scenario. You're ready to act on something. You're really ready to act on something. And the Knight of Wands being reversed is this fear, feeling like you can't, or feeling like you don't want to make this decision because even though you want this so badly, it comes along with a little bit of doubt of feeling like, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right choice? Is this going to be the wrong choice? I don't know. So it's a little bit of a dualistic choice type of thing, but I feel like you guys have already made up your mind, which is why we have the Chariot upright. But again, that dualistic quality of am I making the right decision? Is this actually right? And then we have the Tower being reversed, which is actually such a good card being reversed, because this is we're rebuilding a new foundation. There's something that is not working out for us in the past, or maybe we've had a situation in the past where the reason why we have fear currently is because something didn't work out for us in the past, and we need to make sure that we're making the right decision this time. But the good thing about the Tower being reversed is that we are setting up a new foundation. So we are entering that quantum field of unlimited possibility where there's unlimited potentials in front of us, because we're entering the unknown. And so this can go whichever way you want it to go. You can steer it in any direction on that chariot. You are entering that field where you're ready to, you've stepped into something so new that it can steer in any direction. There's unlimited potential there. It can become the most positive choice ever, or it can become the most negative choice ever. It depends where you steer it based on what you're feeding with your mind and with your conscious choices and with your consciousness. So if you're constantly focused on the bad, we know that in law of attraction, you end up creating more bad, and it ends up being a bad choice. And so if you make a choice and you're so locked in the fear of it, or whatever the case may be, whatever negative emotion that you have around it, or whatever doubts that you have, you end up manifesting that. And it's not to say that every time you have a negative thought, that's what manifests, because you can change manifestation so easily by countering it with a positive thought, because then it neutralizes everything, and then you can just continue to think positively and completely change the trajectory of where you're going. And so I don't want you guys to fear about having negative thoughts. We all have them. They all come up. But if you decide to make the conscious decision of like, ooh, I just noticed I'm steering this in the wrong direction, you can change it immediately by just countering it with a positive thought and being like, you know what? I do have what it takes. I do have the potential. It is all going to be good. It's good either way, because I'm going to figure out my reality either way, and I'm just going to let reality happen. We all end up taking life so seriously, and it gets so scary at that point, but I think the fun of it is letting go a little bit and just being like, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. And with that relaxed mindset, we actually end up coming into a lot more positivity, because we open up the realm of allowing more positivity to flow in, because we're not so stuck on a certain outcome. But if you guys want a positive outcome, just think about the positive outcome more and realize that you absolutely have that potential. And the more that you trust in the universe for working it out for you, it will work out in the way that you want it to work out. And just going with the flow of it, yada, yada, yada. Learning your own superpower and holding the reins of mastering your own superpower of law of attraction is going to help you guys a lot. And then we also have the Seven of Cups being reversed over here. So you guys are worried if you chose the wrong cup. You guys are worried about making a big decision right now, about making a big move, big choice. You're worried that you're choosing the wrong cup. Because the Seven of Cups resembles that we have multiple choices in front of us, and there's multiple outcomes even. And we're so worried that we can't see in the cup, because it's like the original Seven of Cups looks like a guy staring up at the sky, and then there's all these cups up here. And inside of them, there's all these different things. But from his perspective, he can't yet see what's inside of the cup. He just has to choose one out of the sky. It's almost like having like, I'm really just gonna do an example for you guys right now. It's like having all these cards right here, and if you're looking from this perspective, you have no idea what you're choosing. You just have to trust that you're hopefully gonna choose the right one. But if you look from this perspective, from underneath, you know exactly what's coming. But most of us don't really have the ability to look from that perspective, because life is just this type of way. So we have to really use our gut and our intuition. And so I feel like you guys are in that stage right now where, you know, you're making a decision about what you want, because you know you want to pick one of the cards, you know you want change, and so you're like, ooh, I'm going to pick this one. I actually feel like we need to add this one into the thing. So we have, we have Two of Swords being reversed. So this is about letting go of the blindfold, because right now the only reason why you're not seeing what's inside of the cup is because you're acting based on fear. You have fear that it's not going to work out. But guess what? It absolutely has the potential to work out. It depends what you pour your energy into. Both potentials exist. It has the potential to fail, and it has the potential to succeed. It depends which one you feed. That rhymed. I should be a rapper. I am obviously in the wrong career. Anyway, just kidding. This Two of Swords being reversed, remove the blindfold of fear, unlock your heart, because of course when she's upright, if you're acting out of fear, you're clouding your judgment. And it's very hard to see what you're doing if you're trying to protect yourself so much because, of course, we don't open ourselves up to even seeing what's in front of us. And so, of course, there's all these looming clouds in front of her, and it's like, whew. She would know, and she'd be able to get herself out of that situation if she would take off the blindfold. So I do feel like you guys can act on the situation, because again, you have two different outcomes. We have Two of Swords, two different outcomes. And so in the beginning of this next 6 months, you're gonna be really trying to decide, okay, was this the best decision? Do I even act on it? Do I take this decision? What do I do? I would say yes, but then it depends on your ability to then focus on what you do want so that you can then create it with law of attraction. So 7 of Cups, anything can be in that cup. You can take that cup, and sure, there might be a dragon in it that's spewing fire at you, but at the same time, now you have a dragon that you can then teach to be your pet. And then you have the coolest freaking dragon pet, you know? Like, it doesn't matter what cup you're picking out of the sky, it's gonna come with its own things. It's gonna come with positive and good in it. If you focus on the negative of it, and you're like, oh shit, I got this dragon in my cup, and he's literally setting me on fire and setting all of my things on fire. This is awful. There's that perspective. It's the same perspective as like the glass is half empty or half full. Then you can also, again, look at that thing. You can focus on the positives of it and be like, damn, I'm now the only person on this planet with a freaking dragon. And this is going to be my pet. And you know what? I'm going to make friends with him. Maybe he's angry right now because he don't know what the F is going on either, and neither do I. But then you guys just sit there, you figure it out together, and you make the best of what you have. And then you realize that it was the best and coolest thing that you've ever done. So there's 2 ways to look at any outcome of any situation, and you can make the best of it no matter what. So yeah, very cool. Anyway, our next 2 cards that we have over here is the fish, and then, ooh, the ring. Ooh la la. All right, so this talks about some sort of business commitment or some sort of financial commitment that you might be making, because the ring talks about our commitments, and the fish is like the reaping the benefits of the rewards, you know, all the fish in the sea. How many fish are there in the sea? This could also be making a big commitment, like entering a marriage or something like that, and not knowing, like, am I making the right choice by this relationship? What am I doing? There's 2 different outcomes to this relationship. There's 2 different outcomes to this business contract. There's 2 different outcomes to this home contract that you're signing, and there's 2 different outcomes to anything. And usually this might be a financial agreement where we're agreeing to spend our money on something. Maybe you guys are even buying a new car because we have the Chariot, and you're really worried about, am I gonna be able to afford the payment every month? I don't know. But there's 2 different outcomes. If you focus on, you know what, I have what it takes. Yes, I'm taking on an extra $100 a month, but guess what? Even if I have struggling months, there's always a way for me to find out how to pay this. I can always, you know, take on a side hustle over here. I can always, you know, maybe start my own business and do my own passions on the side and sell some of my cool paintings that I make, There's always options to help you afford what you're trying to afford. There's always options. It depends how you look at it. And it's so funny. I was actually having this conversation with someone yesterday about a house. And I'm actually going through like a similar thing because I'm trying to move right now out of Los Angeles, and like all the places that I want are like so much more expensive, unfortunately. So yeah, I've been having a ton of these same feelings. So I actually really relate to this pile. But anyway, this is definitely talking about, you know what? Yeah, you can't afford it, but there's 2 different outcomes. I probably said that enough times. You guys get the point. But these just talk about you will be making a commitment in the next 6 months, and it will be a bigger commitment than what you're used to. That can either be in a relationship, it can be with a financial thing, it can be with a business commitment, anything like that. But you guys are making a newer, bigger commitment, and again, 2 different outcomes. So then we have the card, take a break, a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. I also want to mention, for some of you guys listening to this, this is a future prediction. I can predict which outcome it's going to be for you guys, of course, but you guys have free will. You can change that at any point in time. We have free will. So I can tell you guys that, yes, you're going to make this commitment. What's the outcome going to be like? That all depends on you, your mindset. And again, it's a general reading, so focus on what you actually want the outcome to be, and that'll be what manifests for you. So then take a break, a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. So Take a break. Don't worry about your problems so much. I feel like you guys, because of these cards that are right here, you're worrying about so much about, am I making the wrong choice? Give yourself a break. Get off the treadmill. You guys have what it takes. Put your focus towards what you want. That will help you so much. Take a break from the negativity for a little bit. Really sit with yourself, meditate, think about it, and really think about it. Think about, play out every scenario in your head, and think about what you can do in those scenarios that makes your dreams a reality, that helps you get to where you want to go, because you don't want to stay in the same box. You don't want to be always in the confines of the same box. Life is about expansion, new experiences, doing what you can, and you can make the most out of any experience, and you can create the outcome of any experience. And we've proven that in quantum physics, that when you enter something new, when you make a new choice, there's unlimited potentials the second you make that choice. There's unlimited outcomes. You guys create the outcome by what you choose to focus on. So take a break, a life's work, not a season, and get off the treadmill. So I'm gonna put that card over there. And then we have get grounded, empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Get grounded again. Again, like what I was saying, kind of like meditate over here. This is exactly what I was saying kind of during this card. You're an empath. You're highly sensitive to the energies that are around you. You probably feel all these different outcomes, and it's hard to not focus on some of the negative ones that might come up, because those are also potentials. And so connect with nature, get grounded again. Ground yourself, go sit in nature, go to the beach, go to the forest, go somewhere where you can connect back with nature, hug a tree if you want, and just connect with yourself, connect with your higher self, connect with your own intuition. Really ask yourself, am I capable of this? Hell yeah, you are. Hell yeah. You have unlimited potential. You are a quantum being. You have unlimited potential, my friend. I am in such a fun mood today. Oh my God, I'm loving it. Anyway, the next two cards that we have over here is part of fortune, increase, and then we have the water element, sensing. So part of fortune, increase, you guys. This is about expansion. This is such a good card to be coming up right now. So you guys have what it takes. You guys are thinking about expanding. You guys are thinking about doing a new thing. Part of fortune, increase. You guys are going to be increasing your abundance over the next 6 months. You're going to be increasing it, and you have what it takes to uphold this increase. You just need to believe in yourself and know that you do, because that opens you up to the potentials of your mind even being able to comprehend and work out and create scenarios that help you work it out. If you believe that you cannot, if you believe in the lack, if you believe that you cannot do it, your mind won't even be open to the potentials of you being able to do it. Your mind won't even be focused on that, because it'll already believe that it cannot. So if you believe that you can, you will be able to do it. Your mind will come up with scenarios and solutions for you to do your dreams, as long as you are able to fully believe that. Part of fortune, increase. So I do believe you guys are increasing your abundance, you're increasing your finances, you're increasing every aspect of life. Part of fortune is literally like you are gaining a miracle and blessings. It's kind of like a big blessing that's coming your way. It's when in astrology, when we get like big change happening, but in like the best way, and we increase a ton. It's like our natural talents, our where we find the most abundance, and where we find like unexpected abundance, where abundance just like enters our lives like woo, and it's just like bam. And then we have water element of sensing, and so allow your intuition to sense, but open up your mind to the possibility of sensing the good, because you can also sense the bad. You can sense it all. So open up your mind to realizing you can also sense the good. You can also sense the potential there. And once you open up to that, you'll realize so much, and you'll realize that you're so capable and you're so able to do it. The last two cards that we have over here is the full moon in Pisces, balance spirituality and practicality. Fixed moon, hold your vision. Ooh, love these cards to end on. So full moon in Pisces, balance spirituality and practicality. Open up to the spirituality of it. Open up yourself to the unlimited potentials in the quantum field, but be practical about it. Bring it into a practical perspective. And so, yes, spirituality, there's a ton of like unfathomable potentials that are actually capable of becoming reality. You can make it a practical thing. It's marrying the both. It's marrying the two. Don't go in over your head over certain things, but realize in that spiritual perspective of unlimited potential, realize what you're capable of and bring it into what's practical for you. Then we have fixed moon, hold your vision. So you have a vision, keep that vision in mind. Keep holding that. Keep holding the best potential reality and realizing that that is absolutely a potential at every moment of the day. And no matter what's going on, you still have the potential to have your dream reality. So as long as you hold the vision of what you're desiring to create, you will create it. And you will have the potential to do that as long as you keep focusing on it. And anytime you reach an obstacle, being able to navigate properly by holding your vision, meditating on it, and being like, this is what I want, this is what I'm doing, this is my intention. And allowing whatever ideas flow to you, allowing that, being able to sense, because this is the water element, using those psychic abilities, that intuition, that intuitive sense, that gut feeling about, you know what, I want this, being able to really listen to yourself, and then you get all of the answers directly to you about how you can make this happen and what you can do about it, no matter what obstacles that you run into. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 6. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.